Iranian government said security forces had been forced to respond to these riots, so to speak. Iran later tried to block internet access in the region. The 40th day after a death traditionally marks the end of the mourning, and appeals had gone out for protesters to take to the streets, a call that was answered in Tehran, in Isfahan and Mashhad. Reports of tear gas being fired in Iran were also backed by video evidence which was circulated online. Major Mohommed Ali Shah, I'd like to begin with you first. The protests in Iran continue. These women are back on the streets, not just women, in fact, they're men, their children, their elderly, all protesting. It's Mahsa Amini's death which shook, in fact, Iran to the core. And now we are also learning that shots were fired in the latest protest as well.
Absolutely, Gauri. And now at this time when there is security on the high alert, and Mahsa Amini is the 40th day, of her death. In September, she was killed by the morality police on the pretext of not wearing an abhaya in a proper way. How ridiculous is that? Anyhow, now Shiraz, where the attack happened. Now Shiraz is a very popular destination for pilgrims and tourists. Now they come there very often for, the pilgrims, especially anyone who visits Iran normally visits Shiraz. It's so popular. Now, the last attack in Shiraz that took place, it was in April 2008, when it was a bomb which was planted in the mosque, which killed 14 people. It was big news at that time. And as the Iranians call it, it's definitely a trademark of the ISIS. What do the ISIS do? They target pilgrims, religious shrines, mosques, places of worship, people who are praying, and they kill them. So ISIS, ironically, Islamic State, which means they're totally un-Islamic. They are doing a guna. Guna means a path. It means something unlawful. It's a crime. Now, this is a very rare incident, if you see it this way, that taking place in a very important time in Iran. So, because the security on a high alert, you see, and when Mahsa Amini, 22-year-old girl who was killed. So, yes, it is indeed very, very shocking and indeed very, very sad. In fact, their president, Mr. Ibrahim.ISIS, he said that none of the attackers would be spared. There were 3 attackers, apparently, I'm told, who had entered into the mosque. One of the attackers' rifle got jammed. So when it got jammed, they tried the...
All right,